Review features the best in horror movie entertainment.
Oh man, I don't know what to do for this presentation.
I'm so stressed. How are we supposed to do this?
I have no clue.
Why don't we just start off like with basic questions, like what we're supposed to do, like what is management, like serious, like where did it come from?
It's a good idea. Well, here it says that management can be traced back to 3000 BC with the Sumerians and the Egyptians, but the formal study of management began with the classical perspective around 1880. That's pretty cool. Oh, and then around the early 1900s, the humanistic perspective appeared, and then after World War II, modern management began to appear. It's pretty interesting.
Movie entertainment this month.
This is Steve. Steve is a manager that shows the attributes of the so-called great man theory. He is responsible with broad shoulders and task focus. He is goal-oriented and comes up with original ideas. He shows initiative. He is so very self-confident, and he is even intelligent on an emotional level.
What was the first one? Classical perspective? What is that?
Well, here it says that during the 1800s, factory systems began to appear, and it posed challenges that had not been encountered before. It was like a new approach to coordinating control. The classical perspective contains 3 subfields, including scientific management, bureaucratic organizations, and administrative principles. Well, scientific management was created by a guy called Taylor. Insisted that management itself could be determined by scientific study. At that point, decisions were based on rules of thumb and tradition. And Taylor said that instead they should be precise procedures developed after careful study of individual situations.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So you mentioned bureaucratic organization.
Yeah.
Earlier. That's the next one.
Right.
What does that involve?
Max Weber envisioned an organization that was managed on an impersonal and rational basis, and this was called a bureaucracy. Rationality in the organizations meant that the employee selection was based not on who you know, but rather on competence and technical qualifications.
What about the administrative principles then? Like, is that not? You mentioned that as well. That's a good point as well.
Yeah.
Why don't we go on about that?
Yeah, that was part of the.
Because is there not some guy Henry Fayol?
Yeah, Henry Fayol. Unity of command, division of work, unity of direction, and scalar chain.
Okay.
And these are all part of management philosophy today. So he had a great
well,
impact.
that's really good. If we can bring in stuff up to date, that'll be handy.
Yeah, and he also identified 5 basic functions on management, which include planning, organizing, commanding, coordinating, and controlling.
Okay.
And these underline much of the general approach to management today.
Okay.
Movie entertainment this month. Special features.
One of the major problems of being a manager is the overload of work. Due to having to overlook and manage employees, many managers find that there's a lot of responsibility that comes with the job. Sometimes you think the workload will never end.
Special features.
Through the problem of an overload of work, many managers often develop stress. Some people react in different ways than others. It's a very common side effect in the role of a manager and can often lead to depression. In fact, 1 out of 10 people suffer from stress at some point in their life. Stress can often bring many issues to the surface, one of them being conflicts with employees and determining who is right and wrong.
Movie entertainment this month. Special features.
Okay. Think you can get away with it?
With what? What are you talking
It was your responsibility. It was due yesterday.
Are you talking about the Johnson report? You haven't finished it yet.
It wasn't for me, it was for you.
No, we decided that you would do it.
No,
You agreed to it.
I didn't agree to it. How many times do I have to talk about that?
Most people will be aware that there are going to be arguments and conflict in the workplace. Some part of this will come from stress. Ways to avoid conflict is to make sure everyone knows their roles and responsibilities and carry out their duties effectively. It's important to make sure arguments are resolved in an adult manner.
Okay, I know what we're going to do. I'll do the half of it, you do the other half. Okay?
Yeah, let's do that.
We'll do that
That's
for
fine.
tomorrow.
Section 3.
So, these are the numbers for this year. Okay, people, what did we do? We took risk. Why? Because this is what we're supposed to do. We took risk in order to gain profit. But not this time.
Usually, the greater the risk, the bigger return, but not in this case. Managers are under pressure to meet their targets and better their performance against others. One example of this could be in the stock market. They feel as though they have to invest more and take a bigger risk compared to their competitors.
By Kenny Rogers, the gambler himself.
Hi, how are you? I'm Nicola.
Hi,
Nice to meet you.
Sit down.
Thank you.
So, Nicola,
Yes?
you're here for the job?
Yeah.
Where did you graduate?
I graduated out of Cambridge University. It was a very high achievement for me to get into uni, and I'm really glad that I was able to graduate.
Okay, I'm actually impressed.
Thanks.
So, do you have any previous experience in this area?
Well, I've been in and out of jobs like this for all my life, through part-time, through university, and I just feel that after graduating with my degree, this is how I'll start off, and I'll just move further and further up the career ladder. I think it's a good place to start.
So, you have a plan that you're going to follow?
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I'm organised, I like it.
Can you sum up yourself with 3 words?
I would say I'm a very motivated person, a very committed person, and
Okay,
I will not give anything less than 100% to anything that I do.
I can see that in your CV. It's pretty impressive.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, and I will make my secretary call you next week.
No bother. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay,
Nice
have
to
a
meet
good
you.
day.
Hey man.
Hello,
Hey, I'm Nick.
nice to meet you, Nick. You sit down. So, Nick, you here for the job?
Yeah, I'm here for the job, the waitering job.
Yeah. Where did you graduate from?
I didn't really graduate. I kind of dropped off. I dropped out of school at 15. Just didn't like it,
Fair enough. Do you have any previous experience in this area?
Well, yeah, I make food for myself every day,
Okay.
so I know a lot about food.
Can you sum up yourself with 3 words?
Oh, I'd like to think that I'm fun, and yeah, I'm just a great guy.
No, Nick, I can see your CV. It's not really impressive, but there's something about you that I really much like.
Thank you.
I think you'll be very good for this job.
Great.
Can you start from next week?
Yes, I can start next week. Great.
Sure, that's great.
Thank you.
Okay, have a nice day.
You too. Bye.
It is commonly known that the workforce is not equally represented by men and women. On average, women earn around 25% less than men do, but why is it that men still dominate the workforce? A challenge for women is the glass ceiling effect. This is when there is an unseen yet unbreachable barrier that keeps women from rising up the ladder, regardless of their qualifications or achievements.
Features so good, starring Meryl Streep.
The humanistic perspective?
Yeah.
That was one of the other ones.
That perspective just kind of emphasizes human behavior's needs and wants in the workplace, as well as social interactions and group processes.
Okay.
And there are 3 subfields for this perspective as well, including the human relations movement, the human resources perspective, and the behavioral sciences approach. There was this thing called the Hawthorne studies, and these studies determined that money was not the cause of increased output
The
in the organization.
Hawthorne studies?
Yeah,
right?
the
Yeah,
Hawthorne
that.
studies. And the best explanation for increased output was human relations.
Okay. Yeah, the human resource perspective.
Perspective, yeah.
Perspective, yeah. Go on about that one.
Well,
Is that not a good idea?
unlike the human relations movement, which had a dairy farm view of management, the human resources perspective maintained an interest in worker participation and considerate leadership. The next part of the humanistic perspective was the behavioral sciences approach. This approach developed theories about human behavior based on scientific method and study. And one specific management technique is organization development, which applied behavioral sciences to improve the organization's health and effectiveness through its ability to cope with change and increase problem-solving capabilities. Nicola, I need you to go to number 2, get their orders. Number 8, table number 8, get their orders, and then see if tables 14 and 16 are ready to pay.
Would it not be better if I just worked my way up?
No. First table 2, table 4, and then 14 and 16. You got it?
Did you not say it?
No. No, I did not. I'm the manager, I'm telling you what to do. Okay, go do it, run home.
How did you feel about being given numerous tasks?
It was okay, but on peak times like this, it's hard to deal with all the pressure.
Do you feel your management style is appropriate in this line of business?
Yes, I think it's very appropriate. I think that I know a lot, I have a lot more experience than most of my employees.
Do you think it's right your manager didn't take your ideas into consideration?
No, I think he should. I think an organisation works better whenever people communicate.
Do you think that not taking your employees' ideas on board is demotivating for them?
It might be, but I think our primary focus is the company itself, the restaurant. Okay, so I want you to go to tables 2 and 8 because we just got some new customers, see what they want to order. And then go to tables 14 and 16 and see if they're ready to pay.
Okay, but would it not be better idea if I just like worked my way along all the tables so I get everybody's order and bring it back to the kitchen systematically?
Yeah, that works. If you think that's better, you can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's a better idea.
Yeah.
Okay, no bother.
Now run along.
Do you enjoy the management style your employer uses?
I think it's a very effective management style. Communication's key.
Do you feel it's important to value your employees' ideas?
Yeah, I think that every person within this organization has a say, and each voice should be heard equally.
We can tell you enjoy your job, but do you feel there are negatives from this style of management?
Not so much, but the only thing is that sometimes people prefer like a bit more direction as to what they have to do, but other than that I think it's fine.
Do you feel it's important to have an equal balance of control?
Yeah, definitely.
Also,
Hey there, Nikki. How's it going?
It's alright.
Yeah? Taking care of all the customers?
Yeah, I'm just going to work my way systematically along and the way we normally do it.
That sounds great. Keep going.
The management style your manager uses, do you feel it's effective?
Not really. He puts all the control on me and my employees and it doesn't work effectively that way.
Do you feel you play a valuable role in the business?
Well, yeah, I am the manager, so I'd like to think that all my employees look up to me for support and advice.
Would you prefer a manager who had a more hands-on approach?
Yeah, we would. All of us would who work here. It's hard to do things whenever the manager should know more than you do when he actually doesn't care.
Do you feel that employers and business would benefit if you had a more hands-on approach?
A more hands-on approach. Oh, well, I don't personally think so. That's why I run the organization this way. I'm mainly here for just advice and support, like I said before. If any of my employees have a problem, they can come see me. Otherwise, I trust my people. My people are good guys.
That's like awesome, but it's like really old and would not be better bringing it up to date, as in like modern day management? How can we bring that into it? Like, when did that begin?
World War II caused many management changes.
World War II?
Yeah, World War II.
Okay,
And
why?
Like during the war, problems frequently involved moving massive amounts of materials and large numbers of people quickly and efficiently. And this was applied to large-scale business firms. And
Okay.
management today is a mix of several different perspectives that have been modified over the years, and the most prevalent of them being the humanistic perspective. There are two current innovations in management thinking, and these are learning organizations and technology-driven workplaces. And,
Okay.
Yeah, and in the learning organization, everyone is engaged in identifying and solving problems.
Right.
Yeah, and this allows the organization to constantly experiment, change, and improve. And like the main focus in a learning organization is problem solving. and this also contributes to employee empowerment.
Okay, well that's really good because we can link those two together.
And then when it comes to technology-driven workplaces, today's companies focus rather on opportunities instead of efficiency. Yeah, let's just like try to put everything of this into the report.
Okay.
Cool.
Starting.